Hello and welcome to my video on thiazolidinediones. I will provide an overview of this medication class for anyone interested in learning more about them. This class of medication is decent for helping with sugar control, but has some pretty noticeable drawbacks. This video should prove beneficial to anyone looking to familiarize themselves with these medications. Okay, to start, what a name. Thiazolidinediones, typically just called TZDs or glitazones. There are only two in this class currently, pioglitazone and rosiglitazone, with really only pioglitazone being the popular choice. They work with making insulin do its thing better and can do a decent job on the diabetes side of things. So with diabetes, they can lower the A1C, or the way long-term sugar control is measured, by anywhere between 0.5% to almost 1.5%. Doesn't sound great like that, but that is actually pretty good lowering, even on the upper end, by diabetic standards. They are by no means a first-choice drug for diabetes, but given certain circumstances, they can still help some people out. The biggest influence is that they are pretty cheap, especially compared to some of the more recent diabetic medications out there. Now, they actually have some one-off uses as well. I would say the most established is that they can help women with polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, ovulate, or basically help them get pregnant. Now, if a woman with PCOS does not want to get pregnant while on these, she would need to consider contraception. There have been thoughts that the glitazones can help with a certain liver condition called NASH, or even help with certain cancer treatments. But that data is wishy-washy, so a little premature to really commit to those functions. Pioglitazone does seem to help a little with cholesterol management, so there is that at least. Now, with how these work, they are not inclined to cause hypoglycemia by themselves. But when added to a sulfonylurea, the dose of the sulfonylureas will need to be lowered. If you are interested to learn more about hypoglycemia and the sulfonylureas, I did make a video on those which I will put up on the screen here. Okay, now let's talk about how they do what they do. They actually work through gene expression on a regulator called PPAR-gamma. These are present in the muscle, fat, and liver. The glitazones work a couple different ways to increase how sensitive these cells are to insulin, which causes them to take up more insulin, which in turn causes lower sugar levels. This is glucose or sugar dependent, which is why they don't by themselves cause hypoglycemic episodes. These have sounded pretty good so far, but I do have to break the bad news and tell you why these aren't so popular. And that is all the risks and side effects associated with them. And there are some pretty serious ones. First of all, heart failure. These cannot be used in stage 3 and 4 heart failure, and really should not be used in heart failure at all, because they can worsen it to a noticeable degree. In some cases, they can even give heart failure or heart failure-like symptoms to people without heart failure. The next big issue is edema or fluid buildup. This is pretty likely on a glitazone and can cause pretty significant fluid really anywhere in the body, even the eyes, which can especially be a problem in diabetics. The good news is that it responds to most diuretics, even the ones for blood pressure, so there are options for getting rid of all that fluid. To round out the big side effects is weight gain. Again, pretty common and can put on a good amount of weight. They actually do this through a few ways. The first way is that they make you hungrier. Secondly, they actually make your fat cells bigger or more accepting for storage, if you will. And then finally, the edema. That fluid can pack on the pounds as well. Some other concerns would be that they can weaken the bones, especially in someone that already has osteoporosis. Pioglitazone can maybe cause bladder tumors, and rosiglitazone might increase the risk of having a heart attack. Good news is that these would only need to be taken once daily, and they can be taken without regard to food or meals. Bad thing is that they are very slow acting. They can take anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months to have their effect because they work through gene expression. Not always a quick thing. Thiazolidinediones are not very widely used because of their risks and side effects. But given the right situation, they can certainly benefit some people as compared to other diabetic drugs. With that said, I hope this overview of the glitazones has benefited you in some way or another. I do release videos fairly regularly on medications and pharmaceuticals, so if you like quick, concise overviews, I hope you subscribe so you can keep benefiting from my videos. Have a good day.